Well, hello. How are you today? Hope you're all right. In today's episode, we will talk about gold. I'll try to cover everything about it, anything that matters about it. We'll mention it. So if you're interested to take this journey, just sit and relax and enjoy. And let's go. Gold's formation involves a complex interplay of cosmic and geological processes that originate from atomic reactions in the universe and concentrated activities within Earth's crust. At the atomic level, the formation of gold begins in extreme cosmic environments, primarily during supernova explosions and neutron star mergers. These events create conditions conducive to nucleosynthesis, where lighter elements fuse to form heavier ones, including gold. It is believed that the intense energy and pressure from these cosmic occurrences allow for the production of heavy elements, which are then dispersed into space when the stellar bodies explode. This space dust coalesced over time, contributing to the formation of planets, including Earth. Once gold reaches Earth, geological processes play a critical role in its concentration. The primary mechanisms through which gold is concentrated include hydrothermal processes and the formation of placer deposits. Hydrothermal processes involve hot, mineral-rich fluids circulating through rocks, which can dissolve gold and precipitate it in favorable conditions, often forming deposits in quartz veins. Additionally, placer deposits form when primary gold-bearing rocks are eroded and the gold is transported by water, leading to accumulations in riverbeds or stream sediments. Major gold deposits are often located in regions with significant geological activity. Notable examples include the Witwatersrand Basin in South Africa, which is known for its extensive sediment-hosted gold deposits, and the goldfields of Nevada, which contain both lode and placer deposits. Accessing these deposits can involve various mining techniques, including open-pit mining for surface deposits and underground mining for deeper deposits. The extraction process is labor-intensive and often requires sophisticated technology to ensure safety and efficiency. Gold is considered rare compared to other metals. For every million units of Earth's crust material, by weight, only about 0.004 units are gold, making it significantly scarcer than commonly mined metals like aluminum or iron. This rarity, combined with high demand for gold in jewelry, electronics, and as an investment vehicle, contributes to its elevated market value. Additionally, the historical and cultural significance of gold enhances its perception as a valuable asset, setting it apart from other metals in terms of economic importance. As scientists found that human interactions with gold date back to ancient times, with evidence suggesting that the earliest encounters and uses of gold occurred as far back as 4000 BCE. The first notable instances of gold usage are attributed to ancient civilizations in regions such as Mesopotamia and Egypt. Archaeological findings indicate that these societies mined gold from riverbeds and alluvial deposits, harnessing its natural beauty and rarity for various purposes, including ornamentation and trade. The oldest known gold artifacts reveal much about the cultural and social structures of prehistoric societies. One of the significant discoveries includes old items from the Varna necropolis in Bulgaria, dated to approximately 4600 to 4200 BCE. Indicating that gold was used in funerary contexts and likely signified wealth and social status. In the Americas, artifacts found at the site Jisqueramoko near Puno, Peru, date back around 4,000 years, showcasing the early craftsmanship in gold working and the material's esteemed value among these cultures. These artifacts illustrate that gold was not only valued for its aesthetic appeal but also played a critical role in burial customs, suggesting a belief system that associated gold with the divine or afterlife. The intricate designs of these artifacts indicate advanced metalsmithing techniques, highlighting the skill of prehistoric artisans. Gold appears to have predominantly served as a symbol of status, rather than a functional tool in daily life. The permanence and luster of gold made it ideal for use in jewelry, ceremonial objects, and decorative items, expressing power, divinity, and social hierarchy. For instance, in ancient Egypt, gold's association with the divine legitimized rulers' power and reinforced their status in society. While gold may have been used in some functional capacities, such as in the creation of adornments or ritualistic objects, It is primarily the symbolic and social significance of gold that underscores its importance throughout history. The extensive use of gold in burial artifacts emphasizes its role as a status symbol, indicating the beliefs and values of early cultures regarding wealth, power, and the afterlife. Gold played a vital role in ancient civilizations, particularly in Egypt, Mesopotamia, and the Indus Valley. Its mining, use, spiritual significance, and artistic applications highlight how these societies valued this precious metal. Egyptians were among the earliest civilizations to extract and utilize gold extensively. They employed traditional mining techniques to extract gold from riverbeds and alluvial deposits, particularly in the eastern desert region. Early evidence suggests that gold mining in Egypt dates back as far as 3000 BCE, and the Egyptians developed sophisticated methods to purify and work with gold. The resulting products were used to create jewelry, sacred ornaments, and various ceremonial items. Reflecting both wealth and religious significance, gold was integral not only to individual adornment but also to the economy, as it functioned as a form of currency and a means to store wealth, facilitating trade with other regions. In Egypt, gold was imbued with profound spiritual significance, often associated with the divine and the afterlife. Pharaohs were buried with golden artifacts to accompany them in the afterlife, symbolizing immortality and divine favor. Gold adorned temples, reinforcing its sacred status and cementing the connection between wealth, power, and spirituality. Mesopotamia also valued gold, integrating it into both economic systems and religious practices. Gold served as a medium of exchange and a representation of wealth, reinforcing social hierarchies within these societies. The temples of Mesopotamia utilized gold to signal divine favor and to craft offerings to the gods, linking economic activity with spiritual beliefs. In the Indus Valley, while not as extensively documented as in Egypt and Mesopotamia, gold was used in trade and craftsmanship. Artifacts unearthed indicate that gold items were crafted into jewelry and possibly employed in trade with neighboring regions, illustrating its role as both a medium of economic exchange and a marker of social status within the culture. So, how did ancient artisans shape gold to use it in art, currency, and regalia? Ancient artisans excelled in shaping gold into art, currency, and regalia, showcasing remarkable craftsmanship. In Egypt, skilled goldsmiths created intricate jewelry, ornate vessels, and regal insignia, employing techniques that included casting, hammering, and engraving. These practices not only reflected the skill of the craftsman but also served to convey messages of power and prestige. The creation of royal regalia, often adorned with precious stones, was significant in legitimizing the authority of pharaohs and high-ranking individuals in society. Gold, as a precious metal, has captured the imagination of cultures throughout history. It has been imbued with layers of meaning far exceeding its material value, symbolizing power, wealth, spirituality, and immortality across various societies. Different cultures have imbued gold with rich symbolic connotations. In ancient Egypt, gold was associated with the divine and the afterlife, often used in funeral masks and burial artifacts to signify the immortality of the soul and its connection to the gods. In contrast, in Chinese culture, gold symbolizes wealth, prosperity, and good fortune, often used in celebrations and rituals to attract luck and success. In Western traditions, particularly within Judeo-Christian contexts, gold symbolizes glory, divinity, and purity, representing God's eternal majesty and the heavenly realm. Gold also features prominently in various legends and myths, which often reflect cultural values and human aspirations. The tale of King Midas from Greek mythology illustrates the consequences of greed, as Midas wishes that everything he touches turns to gold, ultimately leading to his downfall. The legend of El Dorado, an elusive city of gold sought by explorers, symbolizes the insatiable quest for wealth and the lengths to which individuals will go to obtain it. Meanwhile, the myth of the Golden Fleece from Greek mythology encompasses themes of adventure and the quest for glory, as Jason and the Argonauts seek the golden ram, representing authority and kingship. In world religions, gold often plays a significant role in rituals and symbolism. In Hinduism, gold signifies wealth, status, and spiritual enlightenment, utilized in numerous ceremonies and as offerings to deities. Buddhist art often employs gold leaf to convey enlightenment, highlighting its association with purity and transcendence. In Greek mythology, gold is linked to the sun god Apollo, indicating purity, divinity, and eternal beauty, further cementing its status as a symbol of divine favor. In various cultures, gold's enduring qualities have made it a metaphor for higher ideals, embodying aspirations for transcendence, permanence, and purity. People have been interested in gold for hundreds of years. It has had an effect on art, culture, and society. Its unique properties and aesthetic allure have driven the development of various artistic techniques and technologies for manipulating this precious metal. The artistic techniques used to work with gold have evolved dramatically over time. Early methods included casting, where molten metal is poured into molds, and hammering, which allowed artisans to shape gold into desired forms. The ancient techniques of granulation and enameling exemplify some of the intricate craftsmanship established in antiquity. Granulation involves the application of tiny gold beads to a surface, creating a textured appearance, while enameling refers to the melting of glass powders onto metal, producing vibrant colors. With technological advancements, new methods have emerged, such as modern 3D printing and advanced laser engraving, which allow for intricate designs that were once impossible to achieve. These innovations have significantly broadened the artistic possibilities for jewelry making, enabling artisans to explore new forms and expressions. The evolution of gold jewelry reflects the changing values, styles, and technologies of different eras. In ancient civilizations, gold jewelry often signified wealth and power, being extensively used by royalty and the elite as symbols of status. For instance, Egyptian pharaohs were famously buried with extravagant gold pieces, showcasing their divine association and material wealth. Throughout history, gold jewelry transitioned from simple adornments to complex artistry, incorporating various gemstones and intricate designs. During the Renaissance, the emphasis on craftsmanship and artistry led to the creation of highly detailed pieces marked by elaborate motifs and techniques such as chasing and repoussé. The modern era continues this tradition, with gold jewelry now catering to a wider audience while embracing contemporary design aesthetics. Gold also has played a pivotal role in rituals and ceremonies across cultures. In many societies, gold is synonymous with divinity and the sacred, often used in religious artifacts and ceremonial objects. For example, in Hindu culture, gold is frequently used in rituals and offerings to deities, symbolizing purity and spiritual wealth. From an economical side, the evolution of gold coins is a significant marker in the progression of economic history. The first gold coins were invented by King Croesus of Lydia, in what is now part of Turkey, around 550 BC. These coins were struck to facilitate trade and commerce, providing a standardized medium of exchange that replaced the barter system prevalent at the time. Croesus's coins were made from a naturally occurring alloy of gold and silver called electrum, which was easier to work with and allowed for value stabilization in transactions. Gold coins played a pivotal role in standardizing trade and economics. Their introduction provided a reliable and consistent currency that could be exchanged universally across various regions. This consistency reduced the inherent risks associated with barter trade, such as varying values and the need for double coincidence of wants. By using gold coins, merchants could engage in trade with certainty regarding the value of their currency, which encouraged commerce and created a more integrated economy. Additionally, the uniformity of gold coins led to the establishment of banking systems that further facilitated credit and trade. For example, the practice of minting coins produced by state authorities ensured trust and acceptance among different societies, laying the foundation for complex economic activity. Several significant coinage systems emerged throughout history, each contributing to the structure of trade and economics. Solidus, introduced by Emperor Constantine in the early 4th century AD, the solidus was a gold coin that became the standard currency of the Byzantine Empire. It was recognized for its reliability and stability, which allowed for extensive trade throughout the empire. Dinar. The dinar was influenced by the solidus and became a prominent coin in the Islamic world. Its introduction marked a standardization of currency in the regions of the Islamic Caliphate, promoting trade and cultural exchange. Florin. Originating in Florence during the 13th century, the florin became widely adopted across Europe, known for its high gold content. Sovereign. The sovereign is a gold coin first minted in England in 1489. solidifying its role as a symbol of royal authority and helping to finance the English state. It continued to be a reliable currency through the centuries. The gold standard, which linked national currencies to a specific amount of gold, was a fundamental aspect of international finance that significantly shaped economic policies and practices. This monetary system not only standardized currency exchange but also influenced trade relationships among nations by providing a reliable medium of exchange. The gold standard made international trade and investment easier by setting a stable and consistent framework for currency values. Under this system, countries set their currency values to a certain amount of gold, which made it easy to predict how much money you would get for one unit of another currency, and made trade between countries more efficient. This made it easier for countries to trade with each other and help the global economy grow. As countries started using the gold standard, they also created complicated financial networks. This was because central banks could use gold reserves to support their currencies. This made people trust the international monetary system more and helped it to be more stable. In addition, countries had to keep to strict financial rules because they promised to keep gold convertible. This had long-lasting effects on their economies. The abandonment of the gold standard happened because governments were under a lot of pressure from the economy in times of economic crisis, especially in the 20th century. The gold standard made it hard for governments to change their monetary policies to stabilize their economies. The Great Depression in the 1930s showed that this wasn't possible. Countries were trying to deal with rising unemployment and deflation while also trying to keep enough gold to pay for things. In 1933, the United States stopped using the gold standard, and other countries did the same. The last big change happened when President Nixon stopped the US dollar being worth the same as gold in 1971. This was the start of a new system where money is not tied to real things. This change meant that countries had more freedom in how they managed their money, which led to different exchange rate systems around the world. Today, gold is still important for monetary policy, but not in the same way as it was during the gold standard era. While no major economies use the gold standard, central banks still hold gold as part of their reserves to spread risk and protect against inflation and economic uncertainty. Gold is seen as a safe investment because its value tends to go up during times of economic uncertainty, which helps to keep financial markets stable. Central banks might also use gold when they're dealing with other countries and to help support their own currencies when they're in trouble. This is true even though most of the world's money today is fiat. If you think gold only known in financial industries, well, you're mistaken. Gold has other important uses, suits it as a rare substance. In electronics, gold is utilized extensively due to its excellent conductivity, corrosion resistance, and ductility. It is a critical component in manufacturing semiconductors, connectors, circuit boards, and other vital electronic components found in smartphones, computers, and various electronic devices. Gold's resistance to oxidation ensures reliable performance, which is particularly important in devices subjected to varying environmental conditions. In medicine, gold's biocompatibility makes it suitable for use in implants, diagnostic equipment, and drug delivery systems. For instance, gold nanoparticles are now employed in targeted therapies for cancer, enhancing treatment efficacy while minimizing side effects. Additionally, gold's role in dental applications remains prominent, as it is used for fillings and crowns due to its durability and aesthetic qualities. The growing demand for gold in technology significantly affects market dynamics. As more electronic devices are produced globally, the reliance on gold increases, driving up demand. This trend puts pressure on gold supply chains, with industries competing for a limited resource which can lead to fluctuations in gold prices. The electronics sector alone accounts for a substantial portion of gold consumption, indicating that technological advancements are indeed a double-edged sword. They create growth opportunities while also heightening resource scarcity. Gold is primarily priced via the spot market, where transactions occur based on current market prices, which are quoted in US dollars per ounce. This spot price is influenced by trading exchanges such as the London Bullion Market Association, LBMA, and the COMEX division of the New York Mercantile Exchange. Daily updates on the price of gold reflect a complex interplay of economic indicators and investor activities. Several key factors drive fluctuations in gold prices. Interest rates. Generally, higher interest rates increase the opportunity cost of holding gold, leading to potential decreases in demand. Inflation. Gold is often seen as a way to protect against inflation. When inflation expectations rise, demand for gold usually increases, which causes prices to rise. Geopolitical risks. Political instability and economic uncertainty can motivate investors to seek safety in gold, thus increasing its price. Currency strength. The value of the US dollar is inversely related to gold prices. A stronger dollar typically makes gold more expensive for holders of other currencies, potentially reducing demand and prices. Investors have several primary avenues to gain exposure to gold. Physical gold. Gold ETFs. Futures and options. Gold mining stocks. And I don't think I need to say more about these, they're common nowadays. Gold functions as a risk-mitigating asset in a diversified portfolio, primarily for its characteristic of providing a safe haven during times of economic uncertainty and market volatility. Investors often allocate a portion of their portfolio to gold to hedge against inflation, currency fluctuations, and geopolitical tensions. This diversification can help stabilize overall portfolio performance, as gold typically has a low correlation with traditional equities and bonds. Countries such as China, Russia, and Turkey have notably increased their gold reserves in recent years. These nations recognize the importance of gold not only for economic stability but also for enhancing their monetary sovereignty and diversifying foreign reserves. The increasing geopolitical tensions and uncertainty in global trade frameworks have accelerated this trend, prompting central banks to bolster their gold holdings as part of a prudent strategy to mitigate risks inherent to their economies. The Central Bank Gold Reserve Survey 2025 highlighted that 44% of respondents actively manage their gold reserves, reflecting a growing acknowledgement of gold's role in asset diversification and risk management. Central bank actions significantly influence the global gold market. The buying and selling of gold reserves by these institutions can lead to considerable fluctuations in gold prices. For example, when central banks increase their gold purchasing, it often triggers a price rise, as market participants perceive a strengthening demand for gold. Conversely, significant sales by central banks can lead to price declines. Therefore, central banks play a pivotal role in shaping market sentiment and ensuring liquidity in the gold market. Gold has usually performed well during financial crises, including the 2008 financial crisis and periods of significant geopolitical turmoil. For example, during the 2008 crisis, the price of gold went up quickly as investors looked for safe investments. This meant that gold prices went up a lot compared to traditional stock markets. In today's markets, gold is facing challenges to its reputation as a safe investment. More and more people are interested in cryptocurrencies as a way to invest. This could mean that people will buy less gold. Also, central banks have increased the amount of gold held in their reserves. This shows a change in strategy, but also makes us wonder whether gold is useful in the new financial world. Gold mining destroys animal habitats and causes large-scale deforestation and land loss. Mining operations contaminate water with cyanide, mercury, and heavy metals, which harm ecosystems and human health. Tailings dams can fail or leak toxic waste, which creates long-lasting pollution risks. Extracting and processing gold produces a lot of greenhouse gases because these processes use a lot of energy. Some mining sites are dangerous and pay badly. There are also risks of child labor. Mining projects can have a negative effect on local communities and can mean that indigenous people don't have the same rights to the land. Gold that has been illegally obtained can be used to fund armed groups and continue violence. Weak governance, corruption, and poor enforcement make environmental and social problems worse. Using recycled gold means that less gold has to be mined, which reduces pressure on the environment. The amount of scrap gold available quickly changes in response to price increases, which helps to stabilize the market in the short term. The increasing recycling capacity in cities and towns is changing where goods are made and sold. It is now more financially feasible to recover gold and silver from electronics and jewelry. This is because technology has improved. If we recycle more, it will be better for the environment. Stories about the circular economy and what customers want are encouraging brands to use recycled materials. Using better recovery techniques can help to improve how much ore is produced, as well as reducing the amount of new ore that needs to be found. I know this might be much to take, It needs a little time to absorb. Rewatch it if you have to get better knowledge about gold. I tried to use simple words for easy understanding. Me personally, I knew much about gold. Some common things in life that nobody really dig about. It needs little attention to feed the mind. I really hope you benefit from this. Show us your love and support and hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you. See you next time.